All right, 11:05. I think we'll go ahead and get started here. Looks like we still got about 13, not including myself. So we'll get everything underway. I want to thank everybody for jumping on, joining the webinar here, and taking some of your time. I know things are kind of crazy right now. Everything's being done by Zoom meetings or WebEx or whatever the flavor is, and I'm sure everybody's getting tired of back-to-back web chats and video meetings, but we're all doing the best we can right now, right? We've got a few partners on the call, and I may in a little bit reach out to a couple of them and have each one of them kind of just chat a little bit about some of the stuff that we're working on, covered, and that we've gone over. I've got a presentation to show everybody here, and then we'll open it up for Q&A and let everybody ask questions. Sorry, trying to get this this going here. All right, looks like from partner wise, I know we've got Mr. Rimpey there, the infamous Mike Rimpey. He's going full video there. And let's see, we got Tyler Cochler with Quickset on there. I know we got, I believe, a LiftMaster rep coming on here, partner there, coming on a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. Now, this webinar is kind of a little bit of an extended webinar, if you will. It's going to be more of a virtual counter day. It really wasn't designed to have a specific end time, so I understand if anybody needs to jump off at a certain time, feel free to do so. Jump off and you got the ability to jump back on, and we're still on here, then please, by all means, go ahead. I want everybody to feel free to come and go as they please, and then we're also going to record this, and we can send it out, and then also send it out to the vendor partners as well. Start off by going over a little bit of a PowerPoint that we've got here. This is pretty much going to be a security-centered virtual counter day, if you will. This is going to be around the security basis offering of Wave Electronics. Now, we will mention and refer, different products and things like that. And, for the most part, if anybody has any questions about other products, we can certainly take those questions and then, even connect you with someone at the branch level if need be, or whatever department it works best. At Wave Electronics, our talent, we feel like, is, our team, our talent is our strength. We're a cohesive team of experts. They're not your typical old school genre of distributors, right? This is not just, a bunch of guys at the counter just waiting to take an order and handing you whatever the box says, right? Our core competency is our aggressive, energetic, forward-thinking staff. Everybody knows at every level change is good, change is work, and change is success. And never has there been a time, probably in the last 10 years or so, that's been more evident than today's climate, than right now, that our team has proven that every day across not only our branches, our 18 branches that we've got nationwide, but also even at the remote levels, like myself and others, and even some that are working from home-based, quarantine, whatever today's climate is calling for, as far as the quote unquote audible that everybody in the market is having to call. That's exactly what we're doing. Now, everybody can see my screen, right? I'm assuming yes. I didn't, hold on just a second.
Jody, I'm not seeing your screen at all.
Glad I asked. That's exactly what I was afraid of. Thank you, Rimpy. Helps if you share your screen. Let's see. Let's go right here. Okay. Zoom. Share. And how's that? Got a thumbs up, Rimpy? Nice. All right. So that's how many of us it takes to actually get the screen shared here. All right, so this was the first slide that I was going over. This is the second where I was talking about, our talent. This is where we feel like as a team, we really excel in this industry, in this market, and even in this climate right now. We've got a very, very agile team of aggressive, energetic, forward-thinking staff members. If there's a fringe, out-of-the-box solution that needs to be come up with and needs to be utilized and found, our team is going to find it, right? This is not just a sit and wait team. This is a go out and get it done and figure it out what the dealer needs type team. Let's see. So our value is from the executive level on down to counter sales. Our employees live in this world that understands our dealers are and what is important to their business. The relationships, certainly huge, day-to-day installation, troubleshooting, technical perspective, that dealers grow to depend on. Those are the understandings that at every level our team has, right? Our dealers are what is important to our business. But it's not just enough to understand that they're important to our business. We like to understand what's important to the dealer's business, right? Certainly we like to build those relationships. We like to have friendships. We like to have fun. We like to have barbecues and counter days and hot dog days and yuck it up and tell jokes with guys. But we want to understand what they're facing in the field. We want to understand. We like to get in there and learn what's going on in their climate, in the field, in their business, what their troubleshooting needs are, issues from a technical perspective that lead us to creating programs and processes that our dealers have learned to depend on, like our monthly reporting from our support department, that we can give data to the dealers on a regular basis that anytime anybody calls in from their company and calls to our support department, which many dealers find they like using our support team as a frontline kind of first call, because they can get help with so many different products that they can make one call and get help quickly and easily, and they love depending on our team. And we've got a fantastic team in our support department, but they do a great job of gathering that data. When someone from the team calls and says, hey, I need help with XYZ, and they gather the information. Okay, great, no problem. Who are you? who are you with, what's your role. They log the time, the date, the reason for the call, what was discussed, what the outcome and solution was, and then provide that in a report to the dealers so that they can then turn around and utilize that and say, okay, well, this person, we may identify a training issue. Maybe they're calling in for the same thing repetitively and getting the same solution, or calling in for things that we can fix with a training and say, you guys are calling in, we noticed for every every other day for this same issue or a similar issue. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of and get you some extra training and eliminate that and make things easier in the field. And that's data that, without that to rely on, maybe the ops managers or the tech managers or even the business owners wouldn't understand, wouldn't know, wouldn't have access to in order to make those adjustments in the field. We've got a quick shopping experience. Certainly, we've got various ways. Dealers can go online. They can go through the web portal, order their equipment right directly from there. We've got a fantastic web portal ordering process. They can have it shipped to them, or they can have it set to will call. We've got aisles where everything is categorized and separated, and we've got professionals ready that understand those products, that are ready to jump in and help. If you need to find something quickly, instead of slowing down the will call process, we actually get out there and are willing to get out in the aisles with the dealers, with the technicians, with whoever's there shopping or has the need the part in real time to go and get what they need, get back to the job, and get the solution for the customer, right? We have a standard in all of our branches that our goal is to have every order ready, what we call in the gun and ready to pick up, that was either called in or placed online in under 5 minutes, meaning from the time once that order is placed, when the person comes to pick it up, when they come into the counter and they say, hey, I'm here to pick up this order for ABC Security, then we want that process to go pick up that order. It should already be ready, and then get it to them and get them out in under 5 minutes. Is that because we don't like visiting with, your folks, or we want to rush them out and make them feel like they're unimportant? No, not at all. We'll certainly chat with them. We'll certainly get to know them. We'll build relationships with them. We'll offer them a cold drink. We'll invite them to our next event. We'll let them know when CEU trainings are. But we want to make sure that from an operation standpoint, that we are operating so efficiently that you can rely on us to not have your folks lingering in, wasting time, sitting at a counter, or hanging out waiting on an order for 30, 40, 50 minutes, maybe even an hour in some scenarios, and slowing down the process to get out and get back into the field. We understand that time is money. We understand that your people are your most valuable asset. Ours are to us. We certainly know that is for you. And then we also understand that there's value in not having your folks sitting around where they could possibly even be recruited or poached by competitors, or even approached and engaged on that level. So if the time spent in the branch is of importance to you, then it's important to us, and we want to honor that. So we understand that the typical distributor model kind of slows down the will call process. We don't want to do that. We've changed the electronic distributor model by allowing the dealer to essentially roam the aisle and pick their products just like a Home Depot style of shopping, right? They can go up and down, pick up things. We can bring a cart, put it on there, and they can have stuff ready for them at the counter when they come in as well. Our sales and tech support, mentioned this earlier. Our sales reps are some of the most efficient in the business. We've proven that time and time again through various different methods, from the branch level to BDM levels to on up to regional levels and virtual reps and national reps as well. We've got brand champions in each location. So if you've got a need that's AV specific, we've got an AV brand champion that's in there that's going to understand those brands and understand your needs and help you spec a job and get what you need. If you've got automation needs, we've got that brand champion. If you've got security needs, we've got that brand champion. And if anybody's got any questions, we've got brand champions at every level that they can call and email quickly and get the support and answers that they need. From our technical support aspect, we pride ourselves in having a technical support team that in many cases is as good as the factory. I don't want to overstate this, but I certainly don't want to understate it either, because it's one of my favorite things about our team and about what we offer is in a lot of situations, it's better than the factory. And that's coming from someone who has been on the other side as a dealer and has used in the field this technical team, our tech support team, and now works on this side. But now that I work on this side, I've had dealers and technicians. I've done group trainings, CEU trainings, where one of the common themes was, and one of the things that the field-based guys love the most about what we offer and the fact that their company does business with Wave Electronics is that it's as good as the factory and in some cases better. Their tech support, they love our tech support team. Our very broad knowledge base. We've got guys from, the branch level to tech support that can help spec jobs. They can go over the ability to look at what the range of abilities of the products are. Will they fit the needs that you have? Will they fit code? Will they fit what you need in your particular jurisdiction? And are willing to do the research and dig in and help make sure that you've got the right fit for your business and your customer. We've even got, for certain projects, we've got the ability to do job walks and project bidding support. If it's your first time doing a large, AV bid, we've got people that can go out and actually in the field help walk that job with you, help bid that, help take those specs, come back and show you what those needs are, and based on what and how to bid it, so that you're actually providing a solid and educated bid for your dealers, and not just shooting from the hip and putting yourself basically in a corner where you can risk getting trimming down your margins and putting yourself in a rough position from a profit standpoint. We've got new product evaluation and testing on an ongoing basis. If we put something in our web portal, on our shelves, on our flyers for you to purchase, it's because we've put it through a pretty rigorous evaluation and testing product process. We're going to make sure that we've tested that at every level that we think and can think of that you guys would use it. And in a lot of cases, we've even partnered with some of our dealer partners to reach out to them and say, hey guys, what are some scenarios that you think this would be a good fit in? And what are some scenarios that you think might be a challenge? And let's test it in there. Hey, these 3 top dealers, or these 3 specific dealers in certain markets for us, we've done it based on market needs and demographics and geographics. We're going to look at that and say, hey guys, would you mind helping test this for us in real scenarios and providing feedback and going through that? And we've leaned on those dealers to help give that feedback and that support. Some of the products that are in our on our shelves, in our branches, on our website are brought to us. They're there simply because we've relied on our dealers so much that they've brought to the table and come back and said, hey, this is a product we think you guys would kill it with on how you operate. We've seen enough traction with it that we've had to go out and source it from different markets, but we know that you guys could get it and provide it for us, one-stop shop. And if we're seeing it, other dealers may have, the same need. And we go out and we evaluate that and we evaluate the need in the field. And if we see that that's truly tilted in that direction, we absolutely bring that in and offer it at that very best possible price and possible margins for you guys, so that you can go out there and improve your business process as well. And then again, we log every call and gather valuable data for every dealer. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we got a couple of questions here. Wave tech support is open. I know that most of the manufacturers are closed. Now we are with a thinner crew, but again, we've got the ability to we've got the ability to go in and give remote access to some of our folks and be in a dynamic setting. So we're certainly able to have, even on a smaller setting, that same ability to support the dealers. So if you've got needs out in the field and up from a technical perspective, absolutely our team is there for you and ready to to help you guys. And we're based, our tech support team is based in San Antonio, Texas, so Central Time Zone, and we are available for everyone. And we've got overflow. And I know in some cases, some of our dealers have reached out. If they can't get through, they've reached out to me in some scenarios, and I've either had the answer for them or I know who can, and I've worked to try to get them that answer as quickly as possible. Looks like that question came from Rodney Rodriguez, and Rodney, you're very welcome. Thanks for asking the question. That was a fantastic question. Great value there. We've got dealer trainings. Moving on here, they're certainly an investment builder, not only in our relationships, but in your team, in your team with at every level: sales, technical, operations. When you look at every aspect of what is offered, just looking at the security level, you look at locks, you look at garage door openers, you look at cameras, you look at alarm.com based stuff, even going back to creating the accounts. Those are things that we can offer trainings for your teams in one location. And we have over 250 of these things scheduled annually and growing. They're meant to build, be an investment builder for us with our relationship with you and you with your teams. These are, in many cases, CEU accredited classes, especially the ones that we do, and we partner with vendor partners from, some of the categories that I just mentioned to you. We'll often do partnered trainings with DSC, with Qualsys, with 2GIG, with Honeywell. We'll do them with Kwikset. We'll do them with Yale. We'll do them with, LiftMaster. We will do a lot of these classes with our preferred vendors and offer CEU accredited classes so that your team can come in and not only get educated and grow in their knowledge of the industry they're working in, but also get the CEUs that they need to renew their licenses and things like that. And a lot of our dealers find a ton of value in that, because they can send their team in to a place that they know is going to get them in, take value in getting them educated, get them out and get them the classes that they need, treat them right, and they can move on and get them back out into the field or into the office where they need to be. So those are vendor and wave conducted, as I said. And we've also got, in some scenarios, we've done one-on-one dealer meetings. If we've got a dealer that says, hey, listen, I've got a team of 15. Yes, I need CEUs. Yes, here are the topics that I need education on for my team. We're looking on rolling out this new product. We're a security team, but we're also looking at rolling out Savant, or we're looking at rolling out audio, AV. We're going to start getting into the AV market, and I want my team to understand this stuff. But I also am not interested in having them in there with a bunch of competitors or in a watered down session of a bunch of stuff they're not going to be working in. So can we put together a one-on-one dealer meeting? Absolutely, we can. And we can tailor that to your team's needs. And we take great pride in being able to do that. I know the slide here says dealer trainings, and we understand that that's what they are. There's, CEU product trainings, but at our level, at every level within our organization, we do more than just try to train. I've always been a believer that you train animals and you educate human beings. I feel like that's the best method, and it tends to work the best when you present it that way and you try to really truly educate. I'm not interested in bringing your people in and teaching them how to just take 3 steps and mimic those 3 steps in the field. I'm interested in bringing your people in and truly educating them and making them be able to see everything from every perspective and be able to even in some cases see down the road and see potential issues. Maybe they don't even need those 3 steps. Maybe if they're educated well enough to see down the road, they can prevent having to get to 3 steps to fix a problem because they knew what to do to avoid that issue in the first place. And that's what educating does, right? It allows people to look outside the box. It allows them to see the bigger picture. It allows them to see that if they do things a certain way and they can adjust that thinking based on the need of every scenario, every customer, every site, every job, every bid, then they can adjust with that instead of just being trained to follow 3 steps and then hitting a wall when they don't understand why those 3 steps don't work. Our dealer marketing services, in my opinion, these are by far the biggest challenge for most dealers. And one of our biggest offerings that we have, one of our biggest value adds to our dealers. The reason I feel like it's one of the biggest challenge for most dealers is because I've been there. I've been a dealer. I've run dealerships. I've owned a dealership. I've managed ops teams, various departments within small dealers. It is difficult for a dealer to go in and find all of the avenues, all of the ways that they can make themselves look like larger than life, look larger than they are, that they can make themselves look like a larger group of individuals or a larger outfit out in the field and in the market and to their customers. And we're able to do that. We recognize that the dealers are our extended sales force. The more you guys are out there selling, the more you can upsell, the more volume you have, the more clicks you can create on your website, the more incoming phone calls you can get, the more yeses you can get at the door, whatever the various paths to market are, the more yeses and signatures you guys can get, that equals more sales for you, that equals more sales for us. And all of the products that we offer, when your teams understand this and you can be marketed as such to your potential customer base out there, and you go from being able to offer 2 or 3 products to being able to offer 10 or 12 products or solutions, that's an extra, 7 to 10 products that we're able to offer to you guys as well. And that just helps everyone grow, right? So we've got services from design to finish with great solutions to make the dealers look larger than life, to make them look like they're a large, 100, 200, 300 employee dealership that covers multiple markets, when in reality, and that's what they look like, that's the perception in the field, when in reality, what's happening is it might be 5 or 6 people in an office, 2 people sitting there doing the sales. It might be, a couple of people taking phone calls for tech support or doing routing, running schedules and dispatch for the technicians, 2 or 3 technicians in the field. And you've got a team of less than 10 looking like 200-300 through not only the efficiency through which they're running, but the way that they're marketed and presented. So we've got flyers that we can present. We can print for you guys. We can help design those. We can help you with a logo. We can help you with the slogan, your marketing presence, branding online, social media. We can do sessions with our marketing team. We've got one of the best marketing and design teams, in my opinion, in the entire industry. And when I say industry, I don't just mean distribution. I mean in this security, AV, pro audio and video, access control, all of this entire market that we span, we've got one of the very best and most creative teams, and by far one of the most willing to help their dealers, be invested in helping our dealers and our partners grow. And I've seen them do it. We can print yard signs. We can print business cards. We can print on your panels, your logo, custom printed on the panels. And you'll see a sample of that here in a little bit when I show the new flyer that we're blasting out. And some of you may have seen it already. And, stickers, door hangers, when you think of anything, mailers that could have your logo, your presence, we've got a one-stop shop for you here, where not only can you get your product from us, but you can get all of these marketing materials and the knowledge and assistance and the professionalism to get it done right, get it done promptly and at a great competitive price, and you can get it all in one place and have a team that's invested in watching you grow. We've got an award-winning 9-3 rebate program. You can see here it's broken down by tiers. We've got 5 tiers. Tier 1 is achieved at $2,500 and equals a 4% rebate in master brand products, and then free shipping quarterly. Okay, on any of your small freight, small parcel products, you're going to get that free shipping there. And you see it goes on through tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Now, in the security world, this may seem like some harder tiers to accomplish, and so we've got some modifiable programs that I'm happy to discuss offline with some specific dealers, especially depending on what market they're in, where our closest branch is, what's available to them to help boost this, and what we can do to help them grow. But any of my folks on here that are AV dealers and have done AV jobs, you know that tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, not hard to get to at all. On 1 or 2 jobs in, you're going to hit those tiers. And so this is why when we look at how can you grow your business, what is the expansion, what does the future of this climate look like, and where are we headed? Where can we grow post quarantine? Where's the expansion and the opportunities going to be to help get quicker to the bottom line and get the profit margins and make up this gap for what we've all faced from having to kind of ramp down, if you will. And this is where expanding those offerings and having a team that understands this other side of it and look at, doing some of these larger projects for maybe restaurants when they open back up, maybe even a new business that's going to open up back up, a salon, what have you. There's going to be new businesses that are going to open to capitalize on an amplified market when things get back to normal. And there's going to be new businesses that come in and replace businesses that sadly enough didn't make it, and that will fill a need in that market that will exist again. And then there'll be businesses that, hopefully will, maybe even if they were temporarily affected and have to close, maybe they'll be able to come back in and launch back in and fill that need again. And that's certainly what we're hoping to see. Our branch values, in most cases, we can service dealers within 75 miles, same day. In a lot of cases, if we can get the order before 3 p.m. your time, we can get that out in most cases, same day, through our courier or shuttle service that we offer. We've got the knowledgeable sales staff. We've got a just-in-time inventory of all brands that we carry. Not to say we may not be out of stock or just had our stock purchased from another dealer that day of something that you may need. However, in most cases, we've got just-in-time inventory of all brands. We try to keep that and refill those as quickly as possible. We've got stocking hubs, inventory hubs based in each region, Western region, Central region, and Eastern region, that allow us to more quickly refill those shelves on our branches to get that just-in-time inventory for you guys, for our dealers, for our partners. When we talk about that just-in-time inventory, it's something we pride ourselves in, and we know that is essential for you being able to run a healthy and profitable business that doesn't rely on either tons of revenue caught in overstock in the field or at your offices in product you may not need yet, that you can use that capital elsewhere, or long wait times waiting for something to be sent to you that's clear across the nation. It's having a true just-in-time inventory where we're able to get it to you same day or 2-day time frame at the absolute worst. In an era where most distributors these days have gone to a hub and spoke model stocking, where they have very few products on the shelves at the branch levels and almost everything is at the hubs, and then it either sends out directly to the dealers or to the branch to be picked up at will call, and that slows down the process. We're trying to stay ahead of that and keep these branches and these shelves stocked for you guys. We got our hand pick area to increase shopping speed. We're not doing away with those. And in most cases, we're constantly doing research to try to figure out what those needs are and how we can increase and become more efficient with that and have out there what is most needed and most asked for and most commonly used. Very fast will call service, like I mentioned earlier. Across the nation, our target time in the branch for will call pickup under 5 minutes. If we don't have your employee in there and out of there with their order within 5 minutes, it either means we've done something along our process to that we could have done better and that we're going to improve on, or there was something added. Your employee added something and it may have caused a little bit of a backlog there. But in most cases, under 5 minutes is what we're looking to achieve, and we fall significantly below that on a regular basis nationwide on average. Our on-site trainings, and we've got training rooms in almost every branch, and then the ones that we don't have, we are looking, when things get back to normal, at looking at other solutions for branch locations to allow for those training rooms to be able to give us those on-site trainings so everybody can realize those. In markets where we don't have on-site training rooms, when we get back to a state in this market where we can really offer those group trainings, we're not having to social distance, if you will, and we can offer group gatherings again, where we can do those off-site and get a training location if we don't have one available at our branch. We've got a very easy returns process. We like to make the process for replacement, especially if it's something that's under warranty, the quicker you can serve your customer and solve that problem and get that system back up and running and get them taken care of, the better off the relationship is going to be and the better off their experience is going to be. Well, the same is true for us. The quicker we can get you in, get that item replaced or repaired or find out what's going on and help you get the proper solution in place to prevent what's continuing to happen, we want to do that everywhere we can, and we know that is important for our relationship as well. And then free delivery in most cases if we're within those 75 miles, or if you're if you've hit your tiers, you're part of our 9-3 program, or if you're within a certain circumference outside of our area, and we've worked with you to get that free delivery of small freight, small parcel items, meaning it would apply to small shipments, things that could come on UPS trucks in a box and be dropped off at the porch or in the office at the counter, picked up by one person and thrown in the trunk or in the in a truck, in a van. Obviously not televisions and larger items that would come on a pallet or be considered larger freight. But free delivery in most of those cases under 75 miles, or if you're outside of 100 miles and being serviced by a branch instead of the corp level, then we have programs in place there as well. Some of the partners we've worked with there. The key to this business is personal relationships. That's a little quote by the late Dickie Fox from the sports agent from the film Jerry Maguire. And we certainly believe that. We believe wholeheartedly that the key to this business is personal relationships. It's what we pride ourselves in. It's where we've set ourselves apart. It's what we enjoy the most. Getting to know the people, getting to know your business, getting to know what's important to you, getting to know your markets. If you're a dealer for us out in New Orleans, getting to know how important the Saints games are to you on Sundays, or getting to understand where the markets, if a storm or a hurricane has hit that area, what we can do to help, or where we can be there to be a resource for you. Same thing in many other markets. If you're up there and you're a customer of ours in Wisconsin, we know that there's going to be a lot of trash talking going on between you guys and our Dallas dealers when there's a Green Bay Cowboys game on, right? We understand these things. We also understand what's important to our dealers, the families, the relationships, the needs, the struggles, the impacts, everything that goes on, and everywhere that we're able to, we enjoy being a part of that and helping everywhere that we're able to, and just taking it beyond the counter, as we like to say over here. We really enjoy taking it beyond the counter and becoming key members of our partners' lives and creating those relationships. We've got my business card here. It's also on this slide. I used this deck for a previous training, but that's our branch manager, Christy, in Chicago. Fantastic. We did a meeting together where we presented this deck, and it was, you know, it worked really well. Folks got, you know, had great feedback with it, and we wanted to make sure that they had the contact information. Anybody based out in the Midwest that's near Chicago and wants to get signed up with us, or wants to grow their business with us, or has already signed up and wants to look into some of these you know, these programs and offerings, or honestly just somebody that wants to talk to a go-getter and a hustler and wants to just talk to somebody that'll make you love what you do because she loves what she does, give Christy a call. You're going to see exactly what I've talked about throughout this entire slide of what our strength is with our people when you talk to Christy. And if you're in that market, again, I certainly suggest that you give her a call. On a national level, outside of that, or for any other needs that you have, signing up, growing, expanding, creating marketing for your business, getting a mock-up of your logo on one of our panel partners to see what it would look like to get your logo on your panel, get pricing on business cards, yard signs, stickers, door hangers, you name it, pricing on equipment, programs, purchasing programs, teams that can help you with bidding and speccing and things of that nature. Give me a call. You see my number down there, 214-548-3926. My email is jpatterson@waveinc.net. I am not based in Houston. I'm based in DFW, Texas, Fort Worth specifically. You know, those of us in Fort Worth, we don't like to say we're from Dallas, and those from Dallas don't like to say they're from Fort Worth, right? So I am in the Fort Worth side, but our corporate headquarters are there in Glenmont Drive in Houston. And I am the national BDM for security specifically. I oversee all of our security programs and sales nationwide. And it's what I've done for almost 2 decades, and it's what I love to do. I love everything about this business. I love protecting customers and homes. I love the technology. I love staying sharp with being able to install stuff and troubleshoot things. I love the sales process. I love the hunt. I love the relationships. I love being involved in the industry, in the even the legislation portion, and being involved in helping shape and affect what will impact our business and our ability to do business, and our dealers and partners' ability to do business, and codes and compliance. Every aspect of it, I truly love and enjoy what I do. And it's why I feel like I've been not only what I consider successful in being able to do this and build decades-long relationships, but still be able to do it, you know, after all this time. Appreciate everybody taking the time to look at that slide. I have another flyer here that I want to go over real quick, and I will show just a second here. Let me get to it. And then I'll bring my screen back up for you guys. In the meantime, I'm going to actually unmute everybody while I'm looking for this next form here. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to jump in and ask. Anybody? No? Okay. I will remute everyone. And then I'm actually going to unmute Mr. Tyler Cockler and invite him to just take 5 minutes. Tyler, if you want to chime in and talk about Quickset for about 5 minutes, just take a few minutes, talk about what may be new or exciting, what the offerings are, and what you can bring to the dealers that they may not know about with Quickset. Tyler? Maybe he's on mute. Let's jump in. What about Mr. Bruce Robertson from LiftMaster? Bruce.
Hey, Jody, can you hear me?
I sure can. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Not exactly sure who we have on the line here, but just a little bit about LiftMaster is we're obviously the market leader when it comes to garage openers in the market. We manufacture the Chamberlain, LiftMaster, and Craftsman brands. But specifically what I handle is the MyQ side of the business, which is our connectivity products that works on the whole ecosystem of security and home automation. And we have, and Jody has access to send this out in a PDF, but we have a cheat sheet if anybody would like to receive that on when you're in a garage, what to be looking for, and which MyQ devices to be implementing as you're doing your installations. But some of the new things that are here and are coming is we are working to do in garage package delivery and working through Amazon Key to where your customer can now receive packages in their garage as opposed to their front doorstep. This is an exclusive with us, the relationship between us and Amazon Key. But it's becoming we actually just hit our 1 million package delivery via garage a couple of weeks ago. So pretty exciting stuff there. As well as we are starting to put MyQ in cars. Right now, Tesla has a MyQ button on their screen to where you roll up to your house. You don't need a remote control anymore. You actually just push a button on your garage and can open that for you. I won't take up too much time. Again, if somebody needs that PDF on how to connect, please let me know or let Jody know, and we'll be happy to get that out to you. But if there's any questions, that was very broad, but if there's any questions, I'd love to take them.
Anybody got a question? You can probably just unmute yourself. Question for Bruce there. Or if not, raise your hand and I can unmute you.
I saw a question pop up about clauses, but it went away before I had a chance to read it. Okay. Well, if there's no questions, then Jody, again, can send out my contact information. Love to work with you one-on-one. Wave is a fantastic partner for us in the industry, and Jody brings even more value with his 20 years of experience in various angles of the market. So Jody, thanks for having me on the phone today.
Appreciate it, Bruce. Thanks for joining. All right, Tyler, is Tyler up and available yet? No? Okay. We will, looks like Tyler may not actually have audio for a microphone anyways, so maybe that's part of the problem. So we'll move along here. I'll go back into screen share mode. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to I'm going to show a little bit about what we've got for our most recent blast here, which is one of our recent blasts that we've sent out for security. And this is our DIY and kitting program. Then what we've got here is the ability to go in and create a program where we can DIY and prepare your security kits for you. You can market this to your customers. We're doing it, it's less of a DIY program and it's more of a temporary I would say a temporary kind of a stopgap COVID-19 solution, more of a touchless install, right? We prepare your security kits, and this is how you can market it to your dealers, or your customers. The entire process is built around you presenting it to them as it's a touchless install for a basic system, with the idea that once the restrictions are lifted or they're comfortable having one of your technicians in their home, then you can return and send that technician out and add to or finish up the install, but get them secured on a basic level, get them signed up. We will prepare your security kits, even pre-activate them in some cases if the dealer is owning their accounts and comfortable setting us up as a user on alarm.com, on their alarm.com account. We can go in, activate that account, set up everything, activate the IMEI under their account, prepare the security kits, label the sensors, package it up. We clean everything up and then send it out directly to your customers, directly to your end user. Okay, and then you just walk them through the process via FaceTime, Duo, Zoom, whatever you guys use or have access to. You can set them up and walk them through that process of where to install those sensors, and they can get secured without having that that need for having someone in their home if they're not comfortable doing so. We've seen some similar programs out there recently from distributors offering these. And we wanted to really highlight the fact that we know that this is a unique climate and a unique need that may be just called to action from our current situation with COVID-19. But the reality is this is something that Wave Electronics has been doing for over 3 years. And in that 3 years, we've kitted and sent out over 10,000 kits for dealers with programs similar to these or DIY type programs that we sent out, over over the last 10 or 3 years, over 10,000 kits. And we're offering them in Qualsys, Honeywell, 2GIG, whatever your business needs, you'll see here, and you'll see that we've highlighted, we've got the ability to go in and put your logo on the corner of there. We can custom print your logo for a small fee per panel, as long as you're providing us with the logo in the proper format. We'll get you a mock-up of that so you can see digitally what it would look like for any of those panels to see what your customers would see. And this is a UV imprinted panel that is not it's laser etched. It's not an ink printing. Can't be scratched off. It's not a sticker. this is a legitimate branding on these panels for you that will really truly set you apart for the customers. And again, this is not a new process for us. This is not something that we're trying to figure out as we go along. This is something we've been doing for over 3 years and have over 10,000 kids of experience in doing. Not sure if we got any, let's see. If we've got Tyler on, does Tyler have audio yet? Let's see, we do have a question while we're waiting for that. Use Qualsys security systems. What model number do you recommend for Qualsys? Rodney, it's a great question. Without knowing what exact need that you're looking for, if it's a new install, if it's a takeover, as everyone on the call may or may not know, we've got all of the offerings that Qualsys offers, and they've got 3 different flavors, if you will, of panels. They've got the 319.5, which is their legacy S-line encrypted sensor version, which also works with any of the legacy GE Interlogic sensors that are out there, and has PowerG as a foundation to use the PowerG sensors if you need to add long-range, very highly encrypted sensors, you know, to that system. They've got a 345 version of the panel that will work with any 5800 series Honeywell sensors that are out there, or 2 gig 345 sensors that are out there. We've also got the 433 version of the panel, which works with legacy DSC sensors, the wireless power series sensors out there. And both of those, the 345 and 433 version of the panel, also have PowerG as a common denominator for the panels for adding sensors. Looks like Rodney clarified here, he's looking at for LiftMaster. When are you asking for what model number for LiftMaster to use, Rodney? Let me go ahead and I'm going to unmute you, Rodney, so you can just go ahead and talk.
Yeah, my question is I've installed a lot of the Qualsys security systems in my clients' homes. Some of them have garage door openers, of course. They would like to know if they could integrate a garage door opener with the Qualsys system. So since the LiftMaster rep was on here, I didn't get to type fast enough or explain it very well, but if there is a model number that specifically, you know, talks to LiftMaster, where we can set up a geofencing, and of course the door opens and yada, yada, yada. So that's basically what I was looking for.
Okay. So the model, any of the LiftMaster products that are alarm.com compatible, and that's the key, and that's a great question, Rodney. Any of the LiftMaster products that are alarm.com compatible are going to work with the Qualsys panel, because the LiftMaster products are Wi-Fi based, and they pair to the router and pairing and connecting to alarm.com. They're not actually pairing to the panel itself, unlike the other Z-Wave solutions that are out there. They may actually pair directly to the panel. This one is Wi-Fi based and pairs and links using the Wi-Fi and the alarm.com integration. So it's going to work with any of those Qualsys products. And the SKU or model that you're going to need for LiftMaster is not going to vary based off the panel. It is going to vary based off of the customer's needs, like Bruce mentioned earlier. And I've got, if you're interested in getting it, Rodney, I can send it out, or anybody else that wants it, I can send it out. That will be help and kind of give you that cheat sheet of which model to use based off of what your customer has in place. currently and what their door opener solution is in place now, I can, that will tell you what model to use. And if I missed anything, Bruce, feel free to chime in. I'll go ahead and unmute you. If I didn't explain it correctly, or if I missed anything, feel free to clarify.
Nope, you're exactly right. The integration is with alarm.com, not the panel itself. So if you are an alarm.com dealer and you have an alarm.com account, then alarm.com is going to push the status and so forth onto the panel. So like Jody said, the actual product or the panel being using from us or them really doesn't matter. It's the connection with alarm.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Bruce. Rodney, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did actually, and I do have an alarm.com account. So, yes, it did. So now I know what I can refer to my future clients.
Perfect. And it's good that you had the alarm.com account, right? Because that's also going to be very crucial in using the Qualsys, right? So
Correct.
Qualsys is only alarm.com compatible on their back end. So that's all that can be used to really connect those panels and activate them.
Yes. And sorry, Bruce, I tried to send that. Sorry, Bruce, I tried to send that to you, but like I said, my typing skills aren't that good.
That is no problem at all. We're at the portion here where this is very informal at this point. We can think of this as an open forum virtual counter day. I'm really just keeping everybody muted so that we can kill any background noise and not have overlap or echo or anything like that. But anybody who wants to chat a question, raise their hand, get unmuted, talk, has anything they want to discuss, now's the time. Now's the time you got any questions. I see we've got, looks like we got a couple of our other field leadership teams that have shown up here. Looks like we got Bar Heatley, who's our regional manager out in the Western region, covers our Western region. Out there for our branches. Let me welcome, Bar.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, just another day in paradise.
I hear you. I appreciate you joining the call. Anything you want to share with the folks on the call about where you feel like our advantages from an offering standpoint for our dealers or anything of the such?
Obviously, the thing that's always set Wave Electronics apart is our people. Whether it's the ISRs at the counter, the tech support, all the way to the warehouse staff in the back that are getting the guys loaded up and shipping out the orders, making sure they're accurate. That's always been the Wave way and what's made us successful.
Yep, agreed. And that was a highlight portion of my presentation earlier. I know you were just able to jump on. You had a meeting before this, but appreciate you getting on. And that was
Yes, sir.
Definitely a big portion of my presentation to everyone here, that's really what sets us apart. Our people, our relationships, our team, our core of just outside the box thinkers and aggressive, energetic go-getters that are not going to be happy to just sit at a counter and wait. They're involved every step of the way and invested in doing what's right for our dealers and their business. And that's really what's been the most impressive and the biggest offering. We've also got, I'd like to welcome Donnie McVicker on the call, who is our Director of Sales, both at the corporate and branch levels nationally. Donnie, welcome to the call.
Hey, what's up, Jody? Hey, everybody. Thanks for hosting this. I'm really on so that I can learn from the czar of security, which is our very own Jody Patterson. So I'm just I love the fact that we are giving everybody, both our employees and our dealers, an opportunity to learn on how to improve different things that we're doing in all sorts of different spaces during a time like this, where unfortunately we may have a little bit more windshield or computer time, and just it's a great opportunity to learn and improve our skill set. So thanks, Jody, for taking the time to partner with people and get this hosted, and love to see that we have people on here ready to learn.
You bet. Thanks for joining. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but I thought it was great for you to at least introduce yourself and say hi to everybody, and for them to get to meet you a little bit. And Donnie's and Bar as well. Fantastic. Bar's been with us a long, long time. Donnie is a fantastic member of our team here who does a whole lot to lead the sales teams and really represent Wave Electronics in a way that we've really benefited from the leadership and the presentation and just him being a part of our team. And it's fantastic. I love getting to work with these guys. There's a few others that aren't able to be on the call right now that are out there. Our very own Eric Hunn out in the central region, and then Racy Placencia, who's out in the eastern region. He's our regional manager out there. Every one of these guys, I love. Bar, Racy, Eric, Donnie, love getting to work with these guys. They're just some of my very best friends and favorite people to work with. Wanted to get into a little bit of kind of product specifics now, if that's okay with everybody. Please continue to send your questions. I see Rodney and Kerwin both have requested the LiftMaster cheat sheet, the shortcut sheet, if you will. I've got that. Once this is over, I'll absolutely send that to you guys. You've got my information as well. If you don't see it in a couple of hours after this call, within a couple of hours, shoot me a message. Maybe your information didn't come through on the registration or the attendance as far as your email. Shoot me your email in a text message or an email to me, and then I'll reply and add that to there. And I'll make sure that you guys get that. I'll make sure that whatever we have to offer and make available, we'll certainly, send out to you guys. Whatever we can do, whatever is needed, follow-up phone calls. This doesn't end here. Just like if we were doing this counter day in the branch and you were walking in, asking about some questions, I know that here you may have jobs to get to, you may have calls you need to take, you may have to jump off, jump back on, you may have to walk away from the computer and take a call and miss a portion of this, and that's okay. That's what your business needs are right now, and we totally get that. So at any point, if anybody needs anything, feels like they missed something, please chime in. Please let me know if you need something sent to you, shared with you, a follow-up phone call, anything. We're happy to set up that meeting. Getting into a few specifics now, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know what everybody on this call is using, and anybody who's willing or able to discuss what their security offerings are in the field right now, what they're working on most of all with their customers and in the field and with their company, product-wise, please feel free. Again, chat, raise your hand, say, hey, I want to chat about this product or this SKU, or you guys have this available. This is something I've needed and not been able to find or had to go elsewhere to source, and I didn't know you guys may not even carry it. Most of you know, if you've done business with us for any length of time on the security level, most of you know we offer 2 gig. And most of you know that we offer Qualsys now, right? For the panels, all of their panels, all of their sensors, we offer both of those. All of you know likely that we carry all of the alarm.com products available. Many of you may not have known that we carried LiftMaster, and we're a preferred LiftMaster dealer and had such a direct relationship with those at LiftMaster here, like Bruce and those on his team and within his company. But we absolutely do. If there is a LiftMaster solution available that is alarm.com compatible and on the part of the security market, we have it. And we not only can get it for you and get it to you at the best possible price, but we can also get you the support you need for it. We can also get you the resources that you need for it. And then, we can also help you figure out which solution that you need specifically, so you're getting the right one. We've also got, QuickSet. Some of you may have only known that we've got Yale. Some of you may know that we have QuickSet, but didn't know that we had Yale. We have both of those offerings, and we can get you whatever SKUs you need that they're offering that are compatible with any of those systems. We've got it. Now, on the security side for panels, what you may not know, a lot of you, is that we have, beyond 2 gig and Qualsys, we've got Honeywell. We carry the Honeywell, the Vista panels. We carry the Lyric and Lynx panels, and all of the sensors that go along with those as well. We've also got the Alarm.com SIM modules for both DSC and the Honeywell systems to convert those hardwired systems that you're taking over to Alarm.com compatible. So if you need those, we've got them for you. You can source them through us. I know that on each of those, there's a little bit, especially the Honeywell, there's a little bit of Alarm.com online training that you have to go through to get certified to be able to give those systems offering and those SIM modules, get them activated through your Alarm.com account, put them online, so on and so forth, and even to be able to purchase them. But if you're not sure about where that training is, how to get it, what's needed to get those put online, we can answer that for you, and we can pair you with someone from Alarm.com who can answer that question for you. Beyond that, we offer the DSC product lineup. We've got and we're very, very proud of this relationship for many reasons, but mostly the relationships and the support that are offered on the other side, because those lines cross with the Qualsys panels. I mentioned earlier that all those flavors of panels on the Qualsys line use the Power G sensors. Those Power G sensors are a DSC offering, right? So it's through that partnership that we're able to carry those DSC sensors those Power G sensors for all of those panels. Why is that important? Why is it important to us? Why is it important to you? Why is it important for your business? Well, because for anybody that may not know, those DSC Power G sensors are a military grade, 50 plus channel frequency hopping, 900 megahertz encrypted over 128-bit encryption, AES. Okay, very, very, very encrypted sensors, very long range sensors. With a standard receiver, like through, say, a DSC Neo, which is another product that we carry and we have available to order. So if you guys are out there doing hardwired system takeovers, or even builder programs where you're hardwiring panels and you weren't aware that we offered those hardwired panels and solutions for you guys to be able to do that, we absolutely do. We do not just specialize in wireless all-in-one solutions. We also specialize in wireless all-in-one solutions, but we also specialize in the hardwired solutions both across Honeywell and DSC. And for that DSC product, those Power G sensors, for a standard receiver that's made to work with the Neo systems and the Power G sensors, the range on those sensors that they were built for is a 1.2 mile, yes, I said mile, line of sight for the range, wireless range on these sensors. Now, granted, because it's a smaller transmitter, a smaller receiver, smaller packaging for the Qualsys panel, it's not quite that long range, not quite that girthy on the Qualsys panels for those reasons stated, but it is still very, very long range, very much longer range than the 319.5, the 345, the 433. And it stands to reason when you think about it. Those RF frequencies on those other legacy wireless ranges are in the 300 and 400 megahertz range. These Power G sensors are in the 900 megahertz range. Those of you who remember the days of having home phones and landline phones as we were coming up and growing up, and even the progression of cordless phones, we all noticed over time that there was a progression of the range of the cordless phones. Used to, the cordless phones, a lot of times when they first came out, they didn't reach much farther than, you know, the old corded phones that we had, you know, the coiled up corded phones. You could stretch that thing farther than you could get one of the old cordless phones to go before it started giving you static with the retractable antenna. Then we ended up with higher range, stubby antennas, stronger antennas, didn't have to be retractable. And then again, higher range going on up into the 900 megahertz and even 2.4 gigahertz type range, right? And those, pretty soon we could go outside with our cordless phone and still be talking on the phone and still have good quality. So the same is true for these sensors. So when you've had in the past these customers where they've got detached buildings, they're on a large lot, maybe they live on a few acres and 300 or 400 feet away, they've got a shop out there that they want to put on an overhead door or a man door, or put a motion out there, and they want to go and they've got a detached garage or maybe a mother-in-law suite that they want to put a system in, a pool house, whatever the scenario is where you've not been able, due to range issues, to use a wireless sensor in the past, you can now quickly and easily solve that problem both with the Qualsys panel or the DSC Neo panel utilizing those PowerG sensors. And I'm telling you just from personal experience, not only have I installed them on site and programmed them in those same scenarios and seen them work flawlessly, I've had dealers, customers that I've used or had used in commercial settings where we're talking about close to or a hair over 100,000 square feet on some of these structures. And because the panel was well placed, centrally located, they were able to put PowerG wireless sensors in these structures, and they work flawlessly to this day, no problems, no issues, right? So I've paired these sensors to Qualsys panels and had colleagues of mine literally take the sensors out of the building we're working in, out of the building we're doing presentations or trainings in, walk around the corner 3 blocks over, still on speakerphone, and tripping the sensor, and the panel is chiming where we're standing. I've seen it work from building to building, several hundred yards away. These sensors and receivers on these things are very, very long range. And very secure, very encrypted, and they're an offering unlike we've seen both to range issues, battery life, and encryption in our industry up until now. And if they're not something you're offering to your clients as either as a solution or an upgrade, you certainly should be. Is there anybody on here who's been using the PowerG sensors or had experience with them? Anybody at the branch levels that's had any questions about them? Anybody that's had something come up or has a question about the PowerG sensors or what's available? Let's see, it looks like no questions here, but I know some people may be having to type. In the meantime, I wanted to, it looks like I had a couple other, my buddies join here. We got Racy Placencia out here on the East Coast. Racy, how are you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Racy's working remotely like the rest of us.
Party at Racy's house.
Racy's partying. We'll mute him there. What about Ehan? Let's get Eric on. Say hi to everybody here.
Hi. What's up, fellas? How are you today? How's everybody holding up in this pandemic?
think everybody's doing well. Everybody is muted. I wanted to just give you guys an opportunity. I did it with Bar and Donnie, just for you to jump on and say hi. I don't want to put you guys on the spot. I feel like it's important though for a lot of people, both on this call now and whoever will watch or listen to the recorded call, to get to hear those voices, hear you guys say hi, hear you, talk about your teams and how things are going, and just get to learn a little bit about who they're working with here.
Yeah, guys. So we're chugging along in Texas and Louisiana. We're open for business every day. We're either shipping out to all of our dealers, or we've come up with a modified will call business model where we can get you all the things you need, get you in and out pretty quickly, and have the least amount of contact from person to person possible. Kind of works like a wave drive through. So it's working really well. I think guys want to see us keep it long term, even after the pandemic's over, just because of the efficiency of it and how quickly they can get in and out. So if anybody on the call hasn't experienced that yet, call your order in and give it a try.
Perfect. Eric, thank you so much for everything you guys are doing out there. I know that in spite of everything that's gone on, teams across our nation in our organization have adjusted well. Some of the ones just from being located in the central region that I've seen firsthand, and just from hanging out virtually with you and interacting with you on a regular basis, is some of the accomplishments and just the absolute agility that our teams out there in the central region, in New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Dallas and Austin and Houston and San Antonio have taken, and the approach they've taken in adjusting to not only our dealers' needs, but our dealers' customers' needs, and really using this time to show just how quickly we're able to adjust to what those needs are and serve our customers and our customers' customers. And, to you, Eric, to Bar, to Racy, to Donnie, and to everybody on here that's at the branch level or that's listening to the recording later that's at the branch level, bravo, thank you. And it makes me damn proud to be a part of the team that I'm part of, to see how you guys have handled things, and just the agility and the versatility and strength that the teams have shown in pushing through a time like this, and really just stepping up. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody. Much appreciated, and also appreciate you and your hard work, everything that you do for us. Thank you, sir.
We got Racy on here. I don't know if Racy's. I don't want to put Racy on blast there. It looks like he's. I tried to unmute him. It looks like he's in an area where he might not be able to talk.
Good.
Hey, there he is. Ladies and
My
gentlemen, Racy
little one.
Placencia out in Florida. It covers our eastern region. Again, along with Bar, Eric, and Donnie, some of my very best friends, not only in this organization, in this industry, and just in life, guys that I talk to on a regular basis and interact with professionally and personally. We share our wins, losses, emotions, and everything along the way with each other. And these are some of the guys. Racy, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man, thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry for the disruption earlier. It turned out that my daughter turns on the TV at the same time that you unmute me.
Hey, we're all fighting this at-home battle, ourselves. My daughter's here, throwing a party or doing school, one or the other. My wife's working from home, and she's in the other room with the door shut, probably cursing me for doing this on speakers. So we're getting through it the best we can.
No, it's chaos, but we'll try to figure out as best as we can from doing this remotely. Obviously, thank you for doing this and bringing us together, and giving us this, some knowledge and support with the categories. Obviously important to continue education, and make ourselves available to our dealer base as much as we can to be there for them and support them any which way we can. So I appreciate it, and we'll continue chugging along. Hopefully we could overcome this pandemic sooner than later and get back to normal business.
Absolutely. And for those who are just joining, thank you, Racy, for jumping on and speaking and letting everybody kind of hear your voice and getting to know a little bit about who represents us out east and what who they're they can and will be working with at the regional level, and for everything your branches have done out there as well, Bar out the West Coast. This has been a challenge for all of us, and again, I couldn't be more proud of the way our teams have responded and stepped up, and not just responded and adjusted, but thrived through all of it.
Appreciate the kind words, Jody.
Thank you, Bar. Appreciate you. You guys have certainly earned them. I could probably fill an entire webinar talking about all of the wins and the impressive things that you guys and your teams at the branch levels have done and made, and even Donnie with our corporate sales team on the backside too, which is part of your squad as well. Just all of the adjustments and wins and great things that have been done at that level. I could fill a whole nother webinar, but I won't. I'm partial, to say the least, but I'm proud. Moving on, it looks like nobody has any questions about Power G. If you do, let me know. You got my information. You've got access here. You've got the phone number, the email address. I'll type it in the chat as well again, so that you've got my phone number. 214-548-3926 is my work line here. My email is jpatterson@waveinc.net. In many or most cases, one of these guys that you've heard from or been introduced to may be involved in that conversation, that meeting, that email chain, and that solution, and helping you find and bridge that gap. And certainly their teams at the branch level. We work very cohesively together in those handoffs and finding those solutions and getting our dealers partnered with the solutions that are best for them in their business. We talked about the security offerings, DSC 1616 Power Series, the kits, the Neo kits, the 433 megahertz wireless transmitters and sensors, the Power G sensors. Some of the Power G sensors to highlight that I think a lot of people may not know about and could become extremely useful are the outdoor sensors, outdoor rated sensors that they've got. Outdoor contacts for gates, between the long range and then the outdoor rated enclosures. These sensors are fantastic for your dealers or your customers that may need a gate solution to get either an alarm to go off or a notification when a gate is open, right? Or to get a chime. Those sensors provide that. Motions, outdoor rated motions, to where they can, again, get a notification or a chime when somebody drives through the driveway or pulls up, and they get that outdoor motion. Power G has a wonderful wireless outdoor rated strobe and siren combo that works with the Neo or the Qualsys, any of the Qualsys panels. You got customers that want an outdoor motion or strobe light or outdoor siren, then they've got that solution, and you can mount it virtually anywhere you want outside, anywhere the customer needs it, whether it's right up at the top of the house under the eave, whether it's right above the garage, whether it's right inside the garage, where you've had in the past customers along the way who've become accustomed to having outdoor sirens or strobes, and you've wanted a solution, a wireless solution, to be able to get a quick in and out install, but still is thorough and offers a solid performance on a wireless platform. That's the product to use. I'm telling you, I've seen it, I've used it. I speak from firsthand, whether it's your technicians in the field or your sales reps in the field or in the office or your dispatch team or your operations managers or the owners of the dealership or what have you. At every level, I can speak to these things because I've been there. I've done it, right? One of my favorite lines from a great comedian, Jeff Foxworthy, is, he in one of his bits, he says, you can't talk about rednecks unless you are one, and he are one. I like to say the same thing when it comes to technicians. You know, technicians in the field for the security industry are a rare breed. And you know, you can't really talk about technicians or what they go through unless you are one. And at my core and at my very beginning from the inception of my career here, I are one. So I can speak to a lot of those things, and I've run into most, if not all, of what the technicians in the field are running into with these systems and seen it. And I really enjoy finding those and helping the dealers and technicians find the solutions for the customer at that level. And we all know time is money, right? We've talked about that already. Getting the technician, just like in our branches, getting the technician in and out with the products is just as important as getting the technician on and off the site and onto the next job. And part of that is everywhere that you can find a value-based solution that doesn't break the bank, but offers a solid solution that doesn't increase truck rolls for service calls for the customer. We want to be able to offer that, and we know that that's important to your business. And that's exactly what we're going to do with some of these products. The Qualsys offering of sensors, obviously, we know that they've got their encrypted S-line sensors that they offer. And again, I can share with you guys product slicks for anybody that wants them and doesn't have access to it. I can provide product slicks for you that show all of these sensors and SKUs and product numbers and what we have available to them. If you're dealers with us currently or not and need to get signed up, please let us know. You can do that. You can search the web portal that you have access to and type in Qualsys S-Line or just S-Line. And you can pull up those sensors and see what they are in there and what the model numbers are and the specs and the pricing, all of those things. I also highly encourage you to go to our partner sites where they're available and sign up with their programs and get their dealer sites available there. Okay, their dealer portal logins. Register for those. I know that one of them that does a fantastic job is the Qualsys team. And obviously, again, they work very closely with the DSC and Johnson Controls team. But if you go to dealers.qualsys.com, again, that's dealers with an S, multiple, plural, dealers.qualsys.com, and click on register, you can submit your information to get logged in as a user for their portal and to get registered as a dealer and gain access to all of those product slicks, marketing materials, troubleshooting guides, spec sheets, you name it, everything is there. You know, tutorial videos, resources galore, and they probably do one of the most top-notch jobs marketing and support-wise on their dealer portals that I've seen in our industry. And everybody who doesn't currently have access to that should absolutely gain access to that and utilize those resources. And then let us know if you have any other questions or need help with anything. And certainly let me know. I'm here for those of you who may not know, along with having relationships across every one of these vendors and these partners for years, and being in this industry. I have and built those relationships. I also worked for Qualsys for 2 years, right? So if you've got a question about a Qualsys product, I probably have the answer. I've probably experienced it. I still, to this day, get dealers out in the field that I worked with at Qualsys as a TAM and as a director of sales for the Midwest region, and even across the U.S. that call me today with issues. I took a couple of calls yesterday that call me going, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Some of them know that I'm no longer at Qualsys, but they know that I don't mind helping. Some of them don't have a clue that I'm not at Qualsys anymore because they call me and I just answer the questions. I just help where I can help. And that's all any of us are interested in doing, is just going and helping where we can help, right? And so that's what this is all about. That's what our folks at our branches are all about. This webinar is about, our team and our marketing team is about. We just want to help everywhere that we can help. Those S-Line sensors are encrypted with a unique two-way handshake type encryption that Qualsys has authenticated and processed on their side, both between the panels and the sensors themselves. And then they've got the only panel at this point on the market that natively in their 319.5 version, their S line or gold label, if you will, for lack of a better term, because of their marketing and packaging on the panel. Their gold label legacy panels, their 319.5 version, is the only panel out there that natively out of the box will speak to all of the legacy GE Interlogix sensors that are out there in the market. And as we all know, GE Interlogix is no longer. They've shut their doors. At the end of last year, they closed their doors. They shut down. The products are no longer supported. They're almost virtually non-existent in terms of being offered for sale. So finding replacement parts and pieces is difficult to impossible. And then, getting panels to communicate, to do takeovers and swap out, panel swaps, upgrades, things like that are the same, right? Virtually impossible to locate and find, and certainly to get alarm.com receivers to put them online, to get, because those have to be LTE at this point. No more 3G activations. So with that being said, that gold label panel, Qualsys panel, that 319.5 natively out of the box will communicate with those sensors. So if you've got a customer in the field that has a GE Interlogix system, instead of having to spend extra money on a translator and worrying about life safety products, which can't be used through a translator by code, or replacing all of the sensors, you can simply get the Qualsys S-Line 319.5 panel, their gold label panel, power that sucker up. It's got the alarm.com LTE communicator built into it, so no secondary communicator needed to purchase. So keep that in mind. So when you're looking at some of the pricing on these panels and comparing them, a lot of dealers, when they're looking at moving and considering or using the Qualsys panel on a project, like I'm mentioning, they get sticker shock because they look at it and go, oh, wait a minute, that's so much higher than the other panels. Yes, it is. It's higher than the other panels because it includes a lot of things that the other panels don't. That 2 gig panel or that Honeywell panel or some of the other ones, you'll have to get that panel and then purchase the receiver, the communicator to snap into it to put online with alarm.com, right? You don't have to do that with Qualsys. So please keep that in mind as you're looking at it and compare apples to apples and make sure that you're looking at all things considered. But you can take over that system without having to replace all of the sensors if they're in good shape, and you can test them and just without a translator, you can use those to get the account online and to pair to it. Sorry, my screen did something weird here. Not really sure what happened. It just jumped off. Can everybody still hear me and see me? Or not see me, but hear me? Can one of you guys chime in? Bar, can you hear me? Okay, so Kerwin said yes.
We hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm not really sure what happened. My screen, it flipped off and did something. Went to a different screen here, but it shows that everybody's still online and we're going. So I'm gonna move forward. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can still hear me, and I'll just keep going. So the the ability there to do that GE Interlogix conversion and take over that account still exists. There's just an alternate solution for that, right? And then likewise, you can do the same thing with their red label offering, the DSC version, the 433 panel. You go in and you got a customer that's got a bunch of 433 DSC sensors. You can take that and you can utilize that red label panel, if you will, to take over those sensors. And if you need to add sensors, you can either purchase the DSC Power Series sensors from us, the 433 megahertz, or you can purchase the Power G sensors, or if you already have them in stock, you can install those. So you can do that takeover. If it's a 2 gig or Honeywell takeover and you want to use the Qualsys product, you can use that with the silver label, the 345 version, and it'll natively out of the box speak to all those products. The good news here is with these products, what exists with those Qualsys panels, the solution that exists for you in the field and for your customer that saves a ton of time, money, and headache is the ability to natively communicate with those sensors where there's no need for a translator. And I mentioned life safety solutions, right? We do not want to have to worry about having to replace every smoke detector that may be in there for 2 years, 3 years only, still have 6, 7 years of lifespan on them, work perfectly fine, but you can't use a translator on, right? You can take over those life safety devices because they don't speak through a translator. They speak natively directly to the panel. If you choose that various flavor or version of the panel that speaks directly to it, you can take over that life safety without having to worry about replacing all of those devices. So that's an advantage that a lot of people may not know about when they go into these things and they may make a panel selection on a takeover based on price, when in reality, they need to look at the big picture on the price, right? There are various other scenarios here where I've got dealers that utilize multiple panel options, and that's okay. That's why we want to have the best panel option available to you guys. But areas where I've worked with them and helped them kind of tidy up their efficiencies and their spending and their infield investments and inventory investments overall, and really kind of lean up their business, is looking at the scenario of looking at their solutions offered. Many of the dealers I worked with one just a couple of days ago where we brought him online. We got him signed on with one of our partner programs that we work with, and I'll talk about those in a little bit. Our partner programs that we have that they can become part of these groups. And we were going over some things, and this particular dealer utilized a better best model, right? So this dealer would offer the option for the customer to choose a better best type model. We could do this system for you, Mrs. Jones, or for just X amount of dollars more, we can upgrade this system, and here's all the features and benefits and why that's a great upgrade for you, right? Fantastic model because it allows for an increased revenue share and offering in the field and in the home, and to give your educated consumer the ability to make an educated purchase and increase the profit levels and give you a stickier customer, a better experience, more money in the bank, right? All of the reasons we all know why it makes sense to do a better best model. Now, what he didn't realize was he was simply offering a better best model using 2 panels and the sensors that corresponded with it, meaning he had maybe a 2 gig panel and the sensors, he bought the sensors to offer for that. And then he offered a Qualsys panel and the sensors that went along with that, right? And he was utilizing, due to price, the Qualsys, the gold label package, because it is, I think, $25, $30 cheaper than the other models, because the additional receiver that it has to go in there to communicate with the other frequencies that they had to source, right, to be able to cross-platform. And those prices are different. So he just, based off of panel price, he made the decision to go Qualsys with the gold label. So he had the sensors that went along with that. So now he had 2 different panels, 2 different sets of sensors. Okay, and then 2 different takeover modules if he had a hardwired takeover, and then he had some translators that he would use if he had another various scenario that he would use for whatever other reason, other sensors. This is all okay, but when we started peeling back, going, okay, look, what if you still offered these panels, but instead you offered a common frequency, and you looked at whatever sensors you had the best margins, the best price and profit on, right? And in this case, the common denominator was the 345, right? So the 2 gig, in this scenario, the 2 gig offering was the base model for the better, and then the Qualsys was the best. It was an upgrade. That makes sense. So the lowest common denominator was the 2 gig sensors, the 345. That's what the 2 gig had to have, right? Well, on the flip side of that, the Qualsys panel, if he'd have just gone with the silver panel, the silver label panel, and utilized that panel option, he then could carry only those other 345 sensors, had one lineup of sensors to use. So no matter which panel his customer decided on while the technician was on site, in real time, he had one bucket of sensors that would work with either panel. Same thing with the takeover modules. One takeover module, hardwired takeover module, could go to either panel and communicate. He now had less SKUs that he was having to purchase, and he had less capital that he was tying up into the inventory in the field, and more capital to free up to do things like marketing and growing, adding additional resources, different salespeople, what have you, commissions for upgrades. It also allowed him to be able to go in and do post-install upgrades. The customer called back and said, you know what, changed my mind. I want to go with that better panel. I'll go ahead and pay, come back out, and instead of having to put in another translator, still swap out the panel or swap out all those sensors, he could upgrade the customer in short order using the sensors that they installed, okay? Saved this dealer thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis that he was spending just having those other sensors readily available. And these are the kinds of things that, knowing the solutions in place, will be able to offer your business for and not only your business from a financial, from a fiscal aspect and a solutions aspect, but, from a risk factor of having less inventory on the trucks to get lost, stolen, whatever, right? Damaged. Less risk of, having the wrong solution at the wrong time for your customer. Having a more real-time, solid, fluid solution for your technicians to come to and have the stock, and then also have the solution for the customer that the customer needs and wants as well, right? So that allows you to do that on that side, just knowing what's compatible with what and what is available through you or to you through Wave as a partner, and having those resources available. This is something that the dealer didn't consider before, and after that phone call was able to go in and make these purchases and these adjustments in his inventory, in his process, in his trainings with his people, and out in his trucks. And it's helped tremendously. And it's helped lean up his business and allow him to even grow and expand, even in a market like today, right? Even in a market like we're in right now. Again, going to some of these other offerings, the hardwired solutions that are in place. There's builder programs out there that are still essential businesses that are allowing for dealers to be able to go in, hardwire, pre-wire, builder programs, you name it, they will allow for that to happen. They're still operating, they're still running, they're still accessible today. And in a lot of cases, a lot of my dealers have found that where that need has increased, it's a perfect area to supplement their business right now and keep their technicians busy, because there's no residents or families on site, right? You don't have to worry about the social distancing or quarantining with that solution for the builder program. So a lot of my dealers have put their efforts into those builder programs because it allows them to keep their technicians busy and keep them out there, keep them working, keep them fed, keep their families fed, and they're working mostly outdoors in, highly well ventilated or wide open, sections. They're pretty distant from the other contractors on site. There's no families to encroach on, and it allows them to build a platform to grow business down the road and gain more customers. And then, you know, there's the other ancillary solutions that come along with that, right? The Lift Masters, the Quick Sets, the Yales, the programs that we've got that are, that, you know, the partners that we got that are compatible, the alarm.com, the cameras that are in there, that you can expand and build these packages out and really put together packages that will grow your customer base, grow your package offering, grow your ability to go in. Even if we're doing the touchless install offering, you can go in and really offer that upgrade opportunity in the home with the customer, even over the phone. When, hey, Mrs. Jones, after this is over and you're comfortable having one of our technicians, you know, in your home, we'll still certainly, respect your space and your needs as far as from a cleanliness standpoint, wearing shoe covers, masks, whatever it is your dealership, your company is offering post-COVID precautions. And kind of when things start to get back to normal, whatever that looks like, then you can offer that and then segue into, and hey, just so you've got some time to think about it and you want to look at it, here's some of the other stuff that we have to offer. Here's what's available to you as a customer of ours now, and here's what you may want to consider once we can bring a technician out there and a package that's available. Here's what some of our other customers, once they've allowed us to, you know, to come into their home, have really post-install and setup have really benefited from or enjoyed. Now, segueing into after cameras and talking about alarm.com is another facet or section of this business, which is CCTV, right? CCTV is becoming a increasingly popular solution, not just at the commercial level, but at the residential level. Again, in an environment where we're in the climate we're in right now with the COVID-19 climate and essential business versus non-essential, you've got a lot of essential businesses out there that are concerned not only with the well-being of their staff and customers as they come in and out, but the risks of what can happen from, the traffic of in and out, or who complied with what, or what they're doing to prove that they're doing things to comply with those requirements, or if there are any injuries or vandalism or theft, as the economy starts to take a bit of a hit from this COVID crisis and this pandemic. They're becoming increasingly concerned about the risk of vandalism and theft of their property and protecting their business at a whole nother level, and being able to see what's going on. You've got more and more business owners, managers, staff members that are now working remotely and reducing the amount of staff inside. So a solution for them is to be able to log in and look through their remote viewing app that that they can look and see who's doing what, who's there, how things are going, and they can kind of peek in and see what's happening on premises across multiple sites for their businesses. You've got some businesses that are deemed non-essential, but maintaining their facilities and waiting to when they can open back up, and they're worried about the susceptibility and the vulnerability of their business, their structure, their offices. This is a perfect opportunity for them to have a solution in place that is cost effective and will become ongoing value added to their dealers and to their customers, to their end users, and to their partners in those businesses, their branches, their employees, everybody, right? This is an offering that if security dealers weren't offering it before, this is the perfect time to do it, because these businesses now, and even at a residential level, like never before, are wanting to be able to know what's going on when they can't be there. They're wanting to see what's happening. Doorbell cameras are even more popular than before, because most people don't want to have to go to the door or talk through the door or even open the door to talk to somebody right now. They want to be able to talk to them through the doorbell camera to decide whether or not it's worth opening the door, or to see when things are being dropped off. More people are placing online orders today than ever before and having delivery, even with groceries. Great, thank you. Leave those there. DoorDash, Uber Eats, on and on and on. You can have these things and see them. The same thing with CCTV, right? You can utilize these cameras to get notifications, get footage, have it saved onto a hard drive. We've got TVI offerings and IP offerings in 2 megapixel, 4 megapixel, 5 megapixel, on up to 8 megapixel. And in some cases, even higher, right? We've got 4K cameras. We've got TVI, BNC connected cameras. We've got IP cameras with Cat5, Cat6 connectors, RJ45. We've got your cable, your connectors, everything that you need, whether it's RG59 Siamese, your Cat5, Cat6, your terminators, your crimpers, your connectors, your balins, whatever solution is needed to put these online. Certainly we've got your monitors that you can use to hook up to these systems for viewing. We offer Hike Vision, for those of you familiar with that brand and looking for a national or global brand, really is what it is, a global brand with brand recognition that you're comfortable with using. And for those looking for a more private brand, that is a brand that's typically a little more exclusive, for lack of a better term. That's exactly what it is. It's an exclusive brand that's only available to our dealer partners, and that is our Lux Technologies brand, right? The Lux Technologies brand is a kind of much more of a baseline offering, right? It's a product. It's a very, very stable and thorough product that we offer, and we continue to make improvements on. That's only available through Wave Electronics. We're the only ones that offer it. So you've got privatized, exclusive brand capabilities there, where no one's going to be able to access that or outbid you or undercut you or purchase online. Your customers are not going to be able to go online and order that camera cheaper than you can, or what have you, or the DVRs or the NVRs. And it gives you that entry-level product with a very isolated and specific SKU offering that is that's available to the dealers, that will get them in the door and give them very high margins with a solution that's very cost effective for the end user, without having to lose out to them to a higher priced product, having to pitch a higher priced product and lose the deal, or lose out to a lower priced competitor that was able to be more aggressive than you based on their buying volume or whatever. We have very, very high and aggressive margins on this Lux Technologies and Lux Pro DVR and NVR offering, the CCTV offering. And we can get you product training specs. You can access it, order it through your portal. We can get you kit pricing available for it. And then it comes with a free, to your end user, free downloadable viewing app. So as long as it's tied into the internet, your customers can log in from any location on a Mac system, a Windows system, an Android, a web or a iOS app. They can log in and view in real time what's going on live on all the cameras on multiple sites. You can merge the sites together, look at them, and really see what's happening in real time, and get recordings of those directly on those hard drives that can be extracted, handed to the police if necessary, handed to an insurance adjuster if there's an insurance claim or a workers' comp claim or anything of the nature. Let's say there was a lawsuit over somebody claiming that they weren't protected properly, weren't given PPE, and contracted the coronavirus on site there. And then the camera showed that that individual was provided the PPE. They decided to pull that mask down around their neck and were walking around, touching their face with the gloves they had on or with their bare hands, right? Then all of a sudden that can be used to say, hey, look, we absolutely gave you your protection. We put your safety first. It wasn't used properly. Now, let's figure out how this gets used moving forward, you know, how this gets handled. Obviously, the human life and the well-being and health is the most important thing, but this is a real world problem right now where people not doing the right things and not taking the right precautions, regardless of resources presented to them, are trying to hold other people accountable for that when maybe it's not their, you know, maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they did do everything, and good businesses are getting bad raps or bad claims against them for even trying to do the right things, right? And we want to, some of our customers and some of you guys are those good businesses, right? And we want to protect them everywhere we can. So, you know, we want to be able to provide them those solutions. That's available today through those CCTV offerings. The ability to pitch those projects and those kits, especially right now, and especially with some of these margins on these exclusive pricings that the dealers will have available to them with the exclusive pricing they get and access that they get. No one else can get it. You got to be a Wave dealer to get this. They can offer lower prices, better value, better offerings, better products to their customers that get them a solution they may not have otherwise considered. And in most cases, they get that money up front because those are package prices that they're not looking to pay a monthly program for. So if you had customers that were, I'm really not interested in security, or I don't want to have a monthly fee over the monitoring, or I don't really want to pay monthly, I'd rather just, you know, pay a package price and not have a monthly program or a contract. Fantastic. You can offer them that by offering this solution, and it's something they can pay up front for and then have forever. And then you could just charge them or offer return service, you know, fees through service charges, or, you know, service programs where you can charge them for like a platinum service program and they don't have to worry about it, right? And then that's a program that you can benefit off of and get the revenue off of, right? And do upsells and increase your profits. Now, let's say you did want to offer financing for your customers. That's okay. There are programs that are out there for you too, and we can link you up with the people that are out there doing these things that can get you set up with those programs. I know that right now, and what some of you may not know, and even some of the folks in our branches may not know, for those of our quote unquote dealers, our security partners that are out there that were part of dealer programs or still are, Brinks, ADT, Alert 360, whatever the various programs are, right? The dealer funding programs, those fundings have been halted on most of those programs. Those programs out there have been stopped currently to essentially kind of coincide with the stay-at-home order, the quarantine, reduce the amount of aggressive sales or door knocking or in-home access that's needed, and kind of reduce it to essential or service-based return service maintenance type programs, right? And so, and return services, so that they're trying to trim that down, but it's had an impact on many of our dealers' businesses that relied on those weekly fundings to keep their people paid, their bills paid, their lights on, their payroll taken care of, their products purchased, you know, their trucks stocked, their marketing going out, all of these things. And so they are affected by this and looking for alternatives. This is also a perfect time for our partners out there to look at, hey, how can we streamline and become more efficient in our business and our spending, and look at alternative options and programs that are available to us. And we've got access exclusively, again, only available through Wave Electronics, to a group called the SIS Mastermind Group. It's a consulting / advising firm available only through Wave Electronics. No other distribution partner can offer it or make this connection with you or has this in place. You can, for a very nominal fee, I think it's $75 a month. It's certainly under $100 for the membership. get access to exclusive pricing discounts on almost all of the brands that I've listed today, right? DSC, Qualsys, 2GIG, some of the other programs, the CCTV products, certainly the Lux among some of the most aggressive programs that are there. But this is a group of mastermind individuals that are going to spend time on the phone with you, acting as consultants as part of this membership to help you grow your business, help you look at what lies ahead, how to adjust in this current climate and future climates, how to scale your business to growth, how to become integrated and ingrained with these alternate programs for funding, to where you can offer consumer financing, to where you can get funding to keep your business floating now in this current climate, and offer your customers the ability. Maybe they don't want to pay up front. They're trying to hold on to every dime, but they want security. They want cameras. They want footage. They need them. They need that. And they're comfortable paying $75 a month to pay that out over 2 or 3 years, but they're not comfortable paying, $2,600 to pay that up front. That's a program where through that consumer financing and funding, you can offer those solutions to your customers and get those programs. Monitoring partners that we've got exclusive pricing discounts with, like our great partners at Avant-Garde that offer discounts to some of our dealers, and only available through Wave Electronics, right? These are, again, exclusive partnerships and exclusive pricing that you're not going to get anywhere else. But more than that, it's access to individuals that not only have been where you're at, know what you're up against, know what you're looking to accomplish and what's needed to be successful today and tomorrow, but they're willing to spend that time to help you. And they're invested in seeing you succeed, and not just succeed, but see you grow your business above and beyond what you ever thought was capable in a standard climate, not just the climate that we're in today. And security is, we feel, going to play a larger role in that than ever before. It's going to become more and more crucial for our economy and for our society to not only feel secure, but to be confident that they're secure in their home, in their business, and even away when they're away looking back in at those things. And so those are all of the areas where these products and these vendors that we have and these offerings that we have available to you guys, on down to everything you can think of. Blank plates, single gang, double gang, triple gang blank plates, wall insets for notching out the walls, the in-wall panels for multimedia panels to go in and do your wiring and enclosures to tidy up and do all, down to zip ties, whatever you guys need in the field, whatever's going on, whatever's in the need for your business, whether it's yesterday, today, or tomorrow, we have the solution available to you, and we have the people who care and give a damn enough about you and your business to be invested in making sure that we've got the right value, the right product, the right price, the right support, and the right reaction times and resources available to help you do that. So we're now just a hair over the 2-hour mark on this call. I've covered all the brands, the scenarios, the solutions, the packages, kind of on a broad level, and gone into detail on a few others. I'm going to open it up for blanket questions now for the next 10-15 minutes for anybody that has any or wants to share any current experiences or alternative solutions or anything they've done or utilized in this current climate to kind of call an audible and be successful, or anybody on our Wave team that'd like to jump in and offer anything on top of what I've covered. We're glad to have you and have you guys chime in and cover those. Really quickly, just before I open that up to everybody, I did want to highlight all of our branch locations, and regional managers, feel free to chime in if I miss anything, right? On the West Coast, we have physical branches in Van Nuys, California, San Jose, California, Denver, Colorado, and Scottsdale, Arizona. That's what we've got on the West Coast. And our Van Nuys location also is our hub location to service all of those branches over there. And outside of those physical locations, we cover every inch of every region of that market flawlessly in just a couple of days' time. And we've got customers on all the way up to Portland and Seattle that we service every single day flawlessly with those regions. On the central region, I named them earlier, but we've got in Louisiana, New Orleans, and Baton Rouge. We've got Dallas. We've got 2 branches in Houston, North Houston, South Houston, and we've got Austin and San Antonio out in Texas. We cover every inch of that region as well, flawlessly, no problem, all the way on up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, you name it. We cover every bit of it. With those branches, our hub is based in Houston for those branches, and that's how we service those branches and keep them stocked and even ship directly to you when needed, directly out of the hub. And we cover every area of every other area of Louisiana, Oklahoma, Mississippi, all those surrounding areas, Alabama, every single day, right there out of those locations that we've got branches in. On the East Coast, we've got Plainsview, New York. We've got a hub in Baltimore. We've got a branch in Chicago, Elk Grove, Illinois. We've got a branch in Nashville, Tennessee. And we have a branch in Atlanta, Georgia, that area there, and a branch in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And our hub is based out of Baltimore there right now on the East Coast to service all of those branches and you directly if need be. I believe I captured every one of our branch locations nationally. If I missed any regionals, feel free to chime in and let me know. But I think I represented you guys in your locations fairly well. If memory serves me, I did that off the top. I did not look at anything to look at a map to tell. But if I missed anything, let me know. And if anybody's got anything to share, please go ahead.
Jody, I didn't hear you. Did you say Illinois? I didn't hear if you said Illinois.
I did. Yep. I said Chicago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. You got them all for sure on the East Coast. So all good for my.
Nice. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate that. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all your support, everything you do out there, and for being here throughout the whole call virtually from once you've jumped on, sticking it out with all of us. Anybody else? Han, Bar, Donnie, anybody? Did I miss anything? Do y'all have anything to add? Anybody at the branch level? I know we've got a few branch folks that I see on here. Some of our awesome branch people. Anybody at the branch level that would like to chime in and talk about and take just 2-3 minutes and talk about your branches, your teams, what you guys have done uniquely and aggressively to service your dealers in these climates and what you're most proud of. Share a win with us. Just talk about what you guys have won with. I know I see a few on here. I don't want to put anybody on blast, but I know Ray Romero is one of my favorites. I know he's got something that he can share. I know his team has been killing it out there. I'm going to unmute everybody too.
I know it.
Everybody, warning, you're all unmuted. If you don't want to be muted and you're throwing F-bombs at somebody in traffic or something, you can mute yourselves. But everybody is now unmuted right now.
Share of life affect who you are, what you think, how you do it.
Anybody? There we go. All right. Gonna mute everybody again.
My guys.
All right, we're muted again. See, that's what I was talking about. So that's that's the ones you hope doesn't happen on here, but that's the risk you take when you unmute everybody. And I knew it could happen, and that's okay. Listen, we're all adults here. We're all okay. It's part of the job, part of the gig, right? Anybody now that everybody's muted, anybody that wants to share anything, anybody that feels like something they didn't get covered security wise, that they got a question about, a couple of more minutes here, and then we'll call this thing done. We'll end it. And I just want to leave a couple of minutes for anybody that's got a question. There are no dumb questions. There are only dumb repeated questions, right? That's what I always tell everybody. There's no dumb questions, just dumb repeated questions. I'm kidding, but if you got a question, somebody else may have the same question. So speak up, chime up. If you run into anything in the field that was an issue, product-wise on security that you weren't aware of or didn't know how to handle or didn't know if we had the solution for, speak up, ask. Again, I will get the resources out, the product slick for the cheat sheet for LiftMaster to those that ask for it. If you don't see it, by say 4:30 our time, Central Time, in your inbox, shoot me an email and I will get it over to you. No problem. But I should have it to everybody before then. And if anybody's got any questions, let me know. All right. I'm guessing no questions. And let me see. Let me just scroll through just the last check here in the group chat to make sure there's nothing new. Nope. Looks like we're all set there. So everyone, thank you so much for joining the call. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for taking this time to go over everything, learn about our products, our services, our team. Thank you to everyone on our team who joined, especially those who spoke up and talked about their respective teams, their locations, their solutions offering, what sets us apart. And really appreciate everybody being here and everything that everybody does out there to represent our industry, to protect families and homes and businesses, and to take pride in what they do, and to just give us the opportunity to earn your business and to build these relationships with you. From all of us at Wave Electronics, and from me specifically, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We appreciate you. We value you, and we are here for you. Thank you so much. Everybody take care and stay safe.